Now, I know there was quite a few people that were apprehensive about the release of Daima, given it takes place earlier in the timeline than what Dragon Ball Super takes place, but episode 1 has got everyone talking. The lore expansion in this singular premiere episode alone was mind-boggling. So much introduced, so many cool concepts that are about to unravel. It's quickly becoming a must-watch show. Of course, if you're like myself, I still want Dragon Ball Super to be animated from the Moro arc onwards. If we get it, we'll have to wait and see. But Dragon Ball Daima does seem poised to take place before Super, and likely is going to lead to an arc further down the line, post-superhero concerning demons in the manga at least. This video is why even the Gods of Destruction, even Beerus, would fear the weapon introduced in episode 1 of Dragon Ball Daima. We're going to talk about that right now. So in episode 1 of Dragon Ball Daima, of course, King Ghoma and Degusu, the Makaioshin, are watching clips of what happened in the Buu saga. The legendary Majin Buu gets killed right in front of their eyes. Obviously, Buu was called Majin Buu, so therefore he was a demon as well, even though, you know, he doesn't have the pointy ears. But still, Majin Buu is a demon, so a powerful demon entity, I guess you could say. However, Majin Buu isn't considered the absolute entity or item to obtain. After deciding what to do about the threat of the Z Warriors, even though they probably aren't really a threat at all, but I guess King Ghoma and Degusu don't know that, and they are being wound up by Dr. Arinsu, they conceive a plan to obviously turn the Z Warriors small, so they lose a lot of their power. And King Goma's second wish is to obtain the legendary Tertian Oculus, the evil third eye. This is the dialogue between Degusu and Ghoma concerning the evil third eye. King Ghoma states, "Let's get the third eye." Degusu goes into a meltdown. "You mean the legendary Tertian Oculus?" It was stated then that it was lost during the reign of Deborah's father, Supreme Demon King Abra. Believe it or not, guess who's coming next? Alakazam. All jokes aside, this item's been lost for a while, obviously, but Ghoma goes on to state placing it on the forehead is said to grant unbelievable power. So even from their perspective, they're saying that it grants power that is unbelievable to them. Now, they just before this spoke about the Demon World Dragon Balls that are being guarded by the Tamagami. Now, I fully expect the Tamagami to be secondary antagonists to Goku attaining his goals in Daima, but I do imagine that they will be strong. I definitely suspect, and by all means let me know your thoughts and predictions down in the comment section, that the Tamagami are going to at least be Super Saiyan 3 levels, if not beyond. All we know is that these Dragon Balls of the Demon Realm haven't been used for a long time, simply because these beings are too strong to ultimately defeat and obtain the Dragon Balls. So they're pretty powerful. We know that obviously Dabra in the Buu saga was Super Saiyan 2 level, or circa Super Saiyan 2 level in terms of raw power. We don't know all of the magic abilities he had, but we know he had that spit that could turn people into stone. But in terms of sheer raw power, he was Super Saiyan 2 level. Given these are beyond Dabra, as is implied, then obviously they're going to be close to Super Saiyan 3 level in my humble opinion. Let me know your thoughts. They could be higher, they could even be higher, but given that there's 3 of them, I think they will be particularly difficult to defeat. However, despite knowing this, the legendary Tertian Oculus is still stated to be unbelievable, with King Ghoma still going on to state even more, since long ago it was passed down among the Supreme Demon Kings, granting them absolute power. I repeat, absolute power. Now think about all the beings in the Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Superverse at the moment. Who would you consider to have absolute power? Well, you're probably thinking of the Omni Kings, right? Same here. However, the conversation keeps going. Even Degusu supports what King Ghoma is stating, so you could say that King Ghoma's going over the top with this, and maybe it's not as powerful as he claims, because characters go over the top about things all the time and we get a lot of hyperbole. But Degusu supports this by stating it would be the absolute item to obtain. Now, I do think there's a little bit of a contradiction that must be talked about, but obviously in terms of fiction, in terms of writing direction, you can go in many different ways. So I think we should wait for an answer regarding this potential contradiction. If King Abara had this tertiary Oculus, why couldn't he get the Dragon Balls from Tamagami? Unless maybe the Tamagami are unaffected by maybe another demonic object. I guess that's one plausible potential explanation, but given that they know about the Tamagami and their power, and that they're likely going to be at top tier Buu levels if not beyond, and I really think they might be beyond, then if this tertiary oculus, maybe it has some sort of circumstances connected to basically placing it on your forehead and obtaining that power, but if this third eye, this evil third eye, grants unbelievable power that's far beyond anything they can conceive from even the Tamagami, then what level does that put the user that applies this legendary third eye at? Could it be God levels? Could it be Super Saiyan Blue levels? Ultra Instinct levels? Perhaps it could even compete with the Gods of Destruction. But if we take the meaning to be absolute, then perhaps it's the absolute demonic form. And as a lot of mythos go, demons tend to compete with angels, and perhaps it's something that can compete with angels. Could it compete with Zeno? I think I'm going to stop there. I'm going to stop myself there. But this legendary tertiary oculus seems to be what is going to be the biggest threat. Will it be the ultimate threat at the end of the Daima series run? Maybe. I think if it is, then I don't think it might be at God of Destruction levels. But if it's going to go on longer and is the thing that ends up being placed on somebody's forehead for a future arc in Super, given how far we've got in Super and how close they are starting to get to the Gods of Destruction in terms of raw power, then this could be a power that matches even somebody like Beerus. Now, obviously, we know that Daima does reference Universe 7 when Degasu and King Ghoma are trying to get to Universe 7 to go to Earth to use the Earth's Dragon Balls. And obviously, Universe 7 and the multiverse was introduced during Dragon Ball Super. It wasn't something that was around in Dragon Ball Z. Beerus is the God of Destruction of Universe 7, and as Degasu and Ghoma will spend a lot of time in Universe 7, it's quite possible that they will end up running into Beerus. Perhaps they are already aware of Beerus, especially if it is connected to the Dragon Ball Super continuity. Degasu is basically a Kaioshin, just an evil Supreme Kai, therefore a Makaioshin. He would be very aware of the God hierarchy even amongst the mortal universe and beyond, given that his brother is Shin, the Supreme Kai of Universe 7. So he would likely know about the Gods of Destructions, as well as potentially the Grand Priest and the Omni King. And once again, from his perspective, he considers it the absolute item to obtain. But I guess you could say, what exactly happened to this item in the first place? If Supreme Demon King Abra had it, was he using it? Like I said, does it apply a condition to use it? Maybe it has some sort of negative effect on the user that uses it despite granting unbelievable power. And how did they lose it? What did the angels somehow defeat the demons and therefore confiscate this evil tertiary oculus? Or perhaps it was just lost within the demon realm. They are going to use Earth's Dragon Balls to retrieve it, but is that in Shenron's power? But maybe they're just planting this object to be found later. Now, interestingly, Degasu asks if he can get a wish as well, so I am wondering what that's going to be. But based on that first episode, if I had to prognosticate what might happen, I do think Degasu and Dr. Arinsu are secretly working together, and that they have a secret evil plot that's even behind King Goma's back. And I think King Ghoma, I mean, he kind of looks like a clown. I think he will be the butt of the joke between the Makaioshin, and if they are to obtain a new powerful item that gives them supreme power, then I believe the Makaioshin will be slated to receive that power, and it will probably be Degasu. And it even states in the super exciting guides where the Makaioshin were first introduced, it is the gods of creation, the Supreme Kai, who deal with the demon realm when it starts to get out of order and out of control. But obviously we know that Shin isn't that strong, so perhaps it's taking into account that Shin also has the God of Destruction, who is the opposite side of the same coin, to call upon when urgent needs like this come along and Beerus deals with it. But if the Tertian Oculus is as powerful as it's slated to be, then even Beerus will likely fear this powerful object, legendary evil third eye. We know that time flows differently in other realms such as the Otherworld, so why wouldn't it for the demon realm? And interestingly, there's stated to be 3 demon realms, or demon worlds I guess you could say, that Supreme Demon King Ghoma now rules over, so that kind of goes against the fact that each universe will have its own specific demon realm. Maybe that tip at the bottom is just basically the entrance or exit to the demon realm. And given that Degasu and Ghoma had to go through some sort of verse or spatial dimension to get to the mortal universes, perhaps is outside of the actual time-space continuum of the regular universes. So of course, we would assume that King Abra wasn't that long ago, but perhaps time just flows a lot differently there. Maybe 1,000 years there is not the same as it is on Earth. I guess we'll have to wait and see. So guys, exciting times ahead, lots of new lore introduced with plenty of powerful foes coming up, and maybe even items that could make characters stronger than we even perceive they could be in Daima. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. I look forward to reading them. Smash a like on the video. All likes truly appreciated. Keep lending me your energy. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Until next time, Ad Astra.